our thoughts of the 2024 Super Motocross season as a whole. And in the comment section below, let me know what you guys thought about the season. Was it a good year? Was it a bad year? Let me know. And if you guys think our thoughts were pretty good, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. All right, let's jump right into it. Okay, transitioning to a little bit of our series. What did you think of SMX, like the series in general? So like Supercross, Motocross, the whole year. Did you think it was a really good year this year? You think it was like a bad year? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean it was a good year. I mean, MX is kind of an interesting thing with missing a few of the heavier hitters. Jet went out, which, kind of opened things, but Sexton was also like about to be on a tear of I think like Jet level speed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he would have won if Jet was still there, but like still would have been competitive with him, right? Like I definitely
Yeah.
don't think it would have been like a 24-0 situation. Nobody else was really there with Jet at the time, and then when Sexton got there and then went on that tear, then it was kind of like, all right, well, Sexton's just going to be him the whole time,
Yeah.
but it was good. I'm much more looking forward to 2025, hoping everybody's thumbs stay intact.
For
but
real, for real.
but I mean, yeah, it was like a good season. Soupy was cool. I mean, Soupy was also kind of a bummer because it was like what 30 or 40% of the races were mudders.
That is true.
Uh,
I feel like it was like 3 races in a row. It was just mud.
yeah, there was a
Pretty sure it was.
ton of weather issues, and so that was strange. Like, that was the first Supercross. Um,
What do you think of
but
the 31 rounds? Do you think that's too many?
yeah, like I guess I understand why they do it, right? Because, obviously I see people throwing around ideas, and I had the idea of like, we'll just move move it up a little bit, and then, the season can end a little bit earlier, and that would be better. But then you're also competing with like NFL and
Yeah.
soccer and like, or not soccer in the US, but you know what I mean, like baseball and all that stuff. Like it makes sense why they do it the time of year they do. I mean, I definitely think Supercross we could drop a few rounds, right? Like we don't need to be going to Anaheim multiple times.
For
Uh,
me, I did. So for me, I posted about this too. It's like, I think we do 25. So 25, and it would be basically 12 Soupy, 10 Motocross, 3 SMX.
she dropped
And
5 Soupy rounds
yeah, and I
or
think
4,
every round, it would be 5. I think
5.
it would
Yeah,
be super intense every weekend. Every single
yeah, that is
weekend.
true.
You can also do like 4 shootouts, East Coast, West Coast shootouts, or I guess not 4 of them, but you could do, if there's 12
True.
rounds, you know what I'm talking about. You could
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
where it works out, right? Where you could do 5 rounds of West Coast, 5 rounds of East Coast, 2 shootouts. Um, I think it would come down to the wire. Um,
Yeah.
Probably less injuries because you don't have to worry about uh, those extra 5
Yeah.
rounds of practicing during the week. You can space out the events a little bit more so the riders have a little bit more off time. And then motocross can keep that same schedule. And then you have 3 SMX at the end of the year.
I mean, I think as a fan, like I wish they'd race year round
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
As a fan,
off
you want to see it
the
every
off
weekend,
season's
right?
terrible. But like also there is something to be said that like if it was a one-off event, like take Motocross of Nations, that was the one-off event, last race of the year, everybody was going for it. Like those top 3 guys, like I think if that was like round 9, right? Like I don't think the racing would have been as intense as it was because everyone was going for it. As much as a fan, I'd like everyone to race like year round. I think, like you said, maybe the racing would be better. And I would much rather them all be healthy and all be racing if it was
Mm-hmm.
they were all there for 5 rounds or they all got hurt and then at the end there was only like 2 fast guys at the end of 17. I would rather have 5 banger rounds.
Yeah. I saw something that Pulp tweeted out actually, and he was saying that the FIM, I don't know if that's accurate, but he was like FIM and AMA are trying to work together to do a couple crossover events during the year.
That'd be
So
sick.
that would be super cool because like when we watch race 3 for Motocross of Nations, GP and open class, those are all the best guys in the world, right? In the 450 class, right?
Yeah,
So
that was
imagine that a couple times a year. Like it would be if they do 2 crossover plus Motocross of Nations 3 times a year. That would be so sick to watch.
Can we do Super Pole and Supercross too, please?
That would be sick
Like,
too.
like,
Like
that would be like top 10 in points, you know, from each class or something, so that like there's an incentive for the guys in 11, 12 to just grind to get up, which I mean, I know that there already is, but like even more, and then just a part of opening ceremonies, because opening ceremonies is sick, but like imagine how sick it is, like, you know, AP comes out in his like on the screens with like cowboy hat, some Kid Rock song, and then all of a sudden he's just like Mach 9 through
down
the
the
whoops,
start.
right?
Yeah, that would
Right,
be
yeah.
sick.
And then it goes to somebody else with some, you know, hip hop song, and then they're flying. Like, imagine seeing like strictly like Ken Roxon 100% for one lap would be like, I would just love to see that,
It
right?
would be sick. I think
And
doesn't
Tomac
World
and everybody.
Supercross do that? I'm pretty sure World
Yeah,
Supercross does Super
yeah,
Pole and Paris does Super Pole.
yeah.
I feel like they need to implement it in somehow with like points. You're saying top 10, where top 10 in quali, right? Get a
Right.
chance at getting an additional point or additional couple points, right? So that's an incentive in qualifying and then incentive in the Super Pole could make a difference in the championship points later on.
I mean, I think it would, right? Like you see
So-
some of these championships come down where like maybe like Kitchen,
Cooper Webb.
right?
Cooper
Right,
Webb
or
last year.
Cooper Webb. You know, Kitchen's like one of the fastest guys, but maybe doesn't always get it done in the race. But like sprint speed is definitely like, bro, did you see that clip of Kitchen? I think it was in Charlotte when he got the whole shot and then like wheelie down the straightaway and like wheelie scrubbed the roller.
That was at Supercross. I saw Shimoda do
no,
that.
No,
practice.
SMX. No, Kitchen did it in SMX.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
It was like phenomenal. It was just like the most beautiful thing. Like rips the whole shot, and anyway, distraction. But it was sick.
I think it's just combining our thoughts here. I think the whole series, the whole year, honestly, was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to watch some amazing Supercross racing. We got to watch some amazing motocross racing. We got to watch one of the best motocross of nations of all time. There's like some rumors that possibly next year there's crossover events. There's some rumors that maybe Kyle Wolf is moving over. There's rumors like maybe Lucas Kuhnen moves over in a couple of years. You got Prado officially moving over next year or this coming year.
Is he moving over just for outdoors or for Soupy too?
It's Soupy. I heard it's full-time US starting after Motocross of Nations.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, so
he did really good too.
Only thing though is he's on Kawasaki, so I don't know how that's going to play a factor. So it should be interesting. Yeah, he's taking AC spot. So
interesting.
Yeah, and there's also rumors that when Kyle Wolf moves over, he'll be on PC or Kawasaki, whatever that team may be in the future. But
the PC curse.
So yeah, but for next year, I mean, we're looking pretty. All right, we are looking really good. I did a video on the Supercross tracks. They look pretty damn good. You're going to have some really good racing in motocross with Prado, Tomac, Jet, Hunter, Chase, as long as they all stay healthy. That's kind of a major factor, right? But for next year, man, it's going to be exciting as hell. Like, I'm so excited.